What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Oregon, which is very, very nice to have. A nice change of pace from the last few months that we've been having. So today's video is going to be a little bit of an unboxing for you guys. I showed this part, or the box for this part, in a couple of videos back. I asked you guys to guess what it was, and a couple of you guys actually got it. There wasn't all that too many options to guess from, but a couple of you guys did get that, so your prize is a high five to yourself from me. This is something I've had my eyes on for a while. It's kind of one of those products that really isn't necessary, but I think it looks really cool, and it should look really good on the truck, or under the hood of the truck if we're being more specific. Yeah, I guess I won't tease you guys with it much more. There it is, Mishimoto. Some of you guys may recognize the brand on the box. On my screen, it's backwards. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys, but it is a Mishimoto box. Now, there's only so many things that Mishimoto makes for our trucks. They make intercoolers, which I think it's safe to say that's not an intercooler. They make transmission coolers, which I've had my eye on for quite a while, but that's not what's in the box today. Today, we have their brand new welded aluminum coolant reservoir or coolant tank, whatever you want to call it. That's what's in the box and what is going to be going under the hood of the truck. Now, some bad news. It won't be going under the hood of the truck today. I'll explain why a little bit later, but I think for now we're going to get to unboxing it. So let's see if I can find a good spot to sit you guys up. I think that'll do for now. I'm really hoping they sent me the right one of these because I have special plans for it. Some of you guys that may know what the under or inside of my engine bay looks like, you might be able to guess what those plans are. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got an air freshener. That's something new, more than a sticker. That's probably got to add at least 5 horsepower. It's a little penguin. Little penguin air freshener. Maybe that's their logo, I don't know. Mascot. Either way, we'll see how it tastes. Or we'll see how it smells. And there she is. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing out. Oh yes. So they sent me the right one, which is a good sign. That means we can do our special treatment to it. It's shiny. Very, very shiny. Don't worry, I'll pick you guys up in a second. For any of you guys wondering, almost everything I buy for my truck is listed in the description below. People are always asking me that. Before you ask, go check the description. If it's not there, then shoot me a message and I should be able to get you a link to it. And most of the stuff is on an Amazon link. The reason for that is I get a small cutback off of that to help support the channel. Doesn't cost you guys anything, just takes a little bit of money or profit out of Amazon's pocket, puts it into mine. And by little, I mean it's a little. Alright, that's it. Check the description below. This will be linked there as well. Holy smokes. The welds on this thing are phenomenal. Alright, let me grab you guys. Alrighty, here you guys go. Here's a quick look at it. And I'll tell you what, it looks phenomenal. Check out these welds. It's just killer work. awesome craftsmanship. It's got the nice sight glass in there so you can see when it's full. And actually, you can see all these little bit of ridges in there. Looking inside, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. You can see it's all baffled in the inside so it doesn't slosh around either, which is super cool. I didn't expect that. Nice punched metal right there, or stamped metal. It looks like it's got a little bit of a 1/8 MPT port for maybe a coolant sensor or a coolant temp sensor. If I had to guess, that's what it's for. It looks like it's just below the full line or right in line with it. I don't know. I feel like it'd be better to have the hair lower, but I don't know. Overall, I mean, check this thing out. That is some phenomenal craftsmanship. Hats off to you, Mishimoto. Not sponsored by them. I paid full price for this thing, but I would say it is well worth the price in craftsmanship. Absolutely awesome. Now, I will say there's a guy online that I have been in contact with before, and he actually fabricates and sells not only these coolant reservoirs but intakes and different pieces for the 7.3s. He's a guy that works out of his garage, builds the stuff himself. It looks like he has pretty good craftsmanship. The reason I chose not to go with him is simply because, like I mentioned, I can link these and I get a small cutback on it. And it's a way for me to support the channel. But if you're interested, I think he sells things for a little bit cheaper than what these big companies sell for, and the quality still looks good. So I'll link him or post him in the description or put it down at the bottom of the screen or something. If you want to check out his work or his page, feel free to. I'm always game for supporting entrepreneurs doing stuff themselves. But the reason I chose Mishimoto is they are a tried and true brand, and I can link it for you guys to check it out, and I get a small cutback. So you can order this thing in two different versions. One, this, where it's completely raw aluminum, and two, you can get kind of a wrinkled or powder-coated finish, black finish for these. The black one looks really, really good. For those of you guys that know what the what the inside of my engine bay looks like, you'll probably be able to guess what my plans are for this. We are going to be getting this thing powder coated to match everything else. I'll give you guys a quick look. For those of you that haven't seen under the hood of my truck, let me go out there and give you a quick look so you can kind of get an idea of what this thing's going to look like. I think it's going to look top notch and really make a big improvement. So let's go out under the hood and let me show you guys not only what we're replacing, the ugly yellow bottle we're replacing, but give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like when all is said and done. Here's the old girl for anybody that hasn't seen it. She's finally all nice and cleaned up, slowly working through, going through the spring kind of detailing process, starting to buff out and detail and polish different sections of the truck. Not doing it all at once, just kind of working my way through. But I'd say she's turning out quite nicely for a 20-year-old truck that's been used for work. She's pretty clean. Not a show truck, but pretty clean. All right, now under the hood. Alrighty, here is a look underneath the hood of the truck. Like I said, for those of you that were familiar with what's going on underneath, pardon it for being a little dirty, but you can see got all the intercooler piping powder coated this nice almost candy red. I think it's illusion cherry or something like that, but powder, or the intercooler piping's red, the pusher intake is red. You can't see it back there very well, but the KC turbo back there is nice and red. And then we got this big ugly yellow thing. So that is what's going to be changing. We're going to be taking the brand new Mishimoto intercooler, taking it to the powder coater, getting it to match all of this, and I think that will make a big difference in how this whole engine bay looks. Getting rid of this cheap plastic thing, getting a nice powder coated aluminum coolant reservoir in the truck. I think it's going to make a very, very big difference. And then another idea I'm exploring, which I'd love your guys' input on, is originally they have these plastic covers that don't look bad, but they sit over where the fuel bowl was and kind of cover the valley of the engine. I don't really want the whole plastic look in there, so I'm thinking about fabbing up like a steel plate or something, and maybe cutting out and dual layering it so it says like maybe living on wheels or 7.3 Powerstroke or international, something in there that it kind of sits on top of the engine bay. It covers up the bit of wiring underneath. I mean, it's not terrible. I need to clean it up a little more, put some looms on stuff, but I think it would look really cool to have like a nice punched out steel cover over there, as well as maybe build some covers for over here. Sorry, the glare's a little bad right now. Let's see if I can make it a little better. Clean up the wiring a little more and put some, maybe fab up some steel cover, so it's kind of like what you see with the old style hot rods of really tucking away the engine bay, I think is what it's called, where you can't see anything but the engine. Obviously my engine space is going to be nothing near some of the builds that those guys do, but a similar concept where we're kind of covering up the less pretty spots of the engine with some nice punched out or cut out steel that's bent to kind of shape around all this different stuff. Let me know what you guys think, but for now I think the new Mishimoto Coolant Reservoir is going to be a huge improvement over what it is now. I think it's just going to make a big difference on how the whole engine bay looks. I do need to clean up those pipings a little bit. They do shine a lot more, but nonetheless, I think it looks phenomenal, and I think having this whole coolant reservoir matching those pipes is going to look awesome. So there you guys go. That is the new part that's going to be going on the truck. Like I said, I think it's going to look really good under the hood of the truck once it's all powder coated up and looking pretty. I think it's just going to be that next little step to make it look really nice. Now the bad news I was talking about is with this whole coronavirus thing. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get the reservoir into my powder coater and when I'm going to get it back. He's a guy that runs a small business, so I think I have better chances with that. But to be completely honest, I don't know. I haven't reached out to him yet, so I'll be doing that soon. Hopefully it's a good turnaround, but it may not be. And if it's not, we'll make do and find other things to work on until then. Kind of along those lines, a lot of you guys know, if you've been around for a while, deleted my fuel bowl in the truck, and I still have the fuel bowl sitting over there on the part shelf, just taking up space. So a video idea I've thought about for a while is actually going through and getting a rebuild kit or a reseal kit for the fuel bowl and going through and making a video on completely showing how to do a full reseal kit on the fuel bowl, taking it apart, putting it back together, all new seals, everything, making it basically brand new. So even though I'm never going to use this fuel bowl again, I ended up buying a reseal kit, and we're going to go through and completely rebuild this fuel bowl from the bottom up and show you guys how to do it. I think it'll be something that a number of you guys are interested in. There's a couple videos out there on how to do it, and they're good videos, but I figured I would make my own on it, give my own approach on it. Hopefully it would be useful to some of you guys, and then when all is said and done and it's all complete and resealed, I was actually thinking about just selling it to one of you guys. I think brand new these things are like $300 or $400. I don't know what I'd sell it for, but it wouldn't be that. If one of my subscribers happens to be in need of a fuel bowl that's completely rebuilt and resealed, I would be happy to sell it to you for a much less price than what you'd buy it brand new. I don't know what it would be at this point, but if anybody's interested in, let me know. So that's a video that should be coming in the near future. I think it'll be a useful video for a lot of you guys out there, because for the most part, people are running these trucks in a very stock form. They don't have full built fuel systems like I do. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't need the fuel system I have in my truck. I did it because I thought it was cool. But most people don't have that, and that's totally fine. They just run with the stock fuel bowl, which is not a bad setup. It just tends to leak. That's the biggest downside of it, is it tends to leak over time. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on too much more. Let me know what you guys think about the new coolant reservoir. I think it's going to look pretty awesome. As well as those engine covers, or engine bay covers I was telling you about. I'm thinking about getting some sheets of steel and bending them and shaping them to kind of look more aesthetic under the hood. I think it'd be pretty sweet. Maybe do some contrasting colors with some of that red powder coat, maybe some black powder coat in with it, make it look pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you have any cool ideas of what it'd be to like show or say on the cover that covers the engine, like I said, I was thinking like International or 7.3 or something. I don't know, Powerstroke. I might be able to, if it's, I was thinking I could either cut it out myself with a little Dremel cutout wheel, or maybe there's a place in town that has a laser cutter. Maybe bring it to them and get a really cool design cut out. I'm not sure yet. That's kind of like possibilities. But if it's a really cool design that you guys think would be sweet, maybe that's an option. So let me know. At this point, I think the video is going to be over 10 minutes, as it always happens. With that, I'm going to leave this video here. Weather's absolutely gorgeous, so I'm going to keep getting some stuff done. Be outside and enjoy it while I can. Been in the rain for months, so this sunshine is amazing. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Get out, get something done. Like I always say, if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Really helps YouTube to share the content more. The more you guys interact with it. Coming up on 5,000 subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. We may pass it by the time this video is out, but we'll see. My camera battery's dying. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.